Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Randy Pascal along with Darcy Kloss. We're back for the second half of this exciting football game. St. Mark Lions from Ottawa, St. Benedict Bears from Sudbury. Score at halftime, St. Mark 14, St. Benedict 7. Darcy, quick assessment of the opening half.
I think at St. Mark's, it's a long ride from Ottawa to Sudbury, so they're making it worth their while. They came down here, they mean business. They're throwing the ball, they're running the ball, they're playing with a lot of passion, and they really kind of took it to the Bears in the first half.
Impressive quarterback in the form of Carling Roffey has thrown a few really nice passes and then ran the ball in from about 12 yards out or so for that go-ahead touchdown late in the first half. Yep. St. Benedict rather, mixing it up. You know, he's got a full roster over there, this coach Junior LaBrosse, and to his credit, making sure everybody, I think, gets some field time in. This isn't like a normal regular season, Darcy, where you know you've got maybe 4 or 5 games on the schedule. You might have a game where it's a blowout or you're losing badly, where I can kind of move everybody in. So I've got my starters here. You know, given that it's a one-off, he probably is thinking, I want to get everybody some field time at some point.
Yeah, and I really like that approach. Like you said, Randy, there's just a little bit of a season here, a couple of games against the same team, and the girls have put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, you know, to get them all on the field, I think is the most important thing. Get them a taste of this.
I would agree. I think knowing Junior, it's not like the winning doesn't come into mind at all. He's a very competitive young man, and it's certainly part of the longevity he had as a member of the Sudbury Spartans, a career there that extended, I believe, something in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 years, maybe a little bit longer. Defensive back. Had at one time had the all-time record in the league for interceptions.
I didn't know that.
I do not know if he still does, but he did.
Do you know his real name?
Kim.
Indeed.
Yes, I do know that.
I never knew him as anything but, so I don't. When somebody called him Junior, I didn't know who they were talking about.
Oh. Yeah, and it's funny because if you ask the football guys, they would probably say, "I'm sorry, who's Kim LaBrosse?"
Right.
So
he's been a great coach for the Bears for a number of years now,
absolutely,
boys and now girls, and I know, because I actually happened to read the letter that the girls were reading out to him, expressing their thanks for his coaching. And it's a lot of sacrifice, right? This is after school.
Well, I got to tell you, we were talking about how excited the girls were. I don't know that I've seen Junior that excited about. He was so pumped about this being, a new opportunity, and really felt strongly. I mean, we were chatting about why was it so important, and part of it was, look, this is ridiculous. The boys get a chance to do this all the time. Why shouldn't the girls get a chance if they want to do it?
And he didn't hesitate when they, when it came time to see who was going to coach the girls.
Yeah, he was so excited about stepping out on the field with this crew, and of course the other thing about it is that the girls come in as basically a blank slate, right? They just want to learn so much, and he said that's it is kind of nice when you get guys like old-time football guys like a John Sabrin, and they get it's not the same because he's a little bit sullied because of having been around for like 60 or 70 years now.
Sullied?
50. Yeah, well, that's the best I can come up with on the spur of the moment.
I tell you what, I bet you St. Mark's is really impressed with this facility we got here.
I think so. I
beautiful
think they like
night.
It. They like it.
Science North is right here. James Jerome with the new clean field. Bears get it kicked off. Rocha back in at quarterback.
Going with a 3-quarterback rotation, it looks like. The handoff there taken down. It's like 17 on the tackle, I believe.
Check that. That's Katie Lynn Taylor in at quarterback.
Oh, okay.
For the Bears.
And it might have been Addison Paul. The number, it was either 17 or 12. I'm thinking it was 12. Addison Paul with the tackle.
Yeah, I think we still do have a piping issue with the Bears' numbers. They could use something a little bit more vivid.
Yes.
To make those numbers stand.
Yeah, a little easier read. I think you're right. It is, 13, right? Katie Lynn?
Yep.
That's in at quarterback?
It looks like it.
I have to go on the fact that she kind of stepped away from the huddle moments ago and looked over at the bench as if she was looking for a signal on the play. So it's usually the quarterback that will do that.
This is the third quarterback the Bears have used, and I think that is in keeping with Coach LaBrosse's play everybody, ball dropped in the backfield by the quarterback, picks it back up, though.
Yeah, good job for Taylor to even come up with that ball. It was sailing up over her head. again, nice job to pick up the fumble as well. Probably wasn't aware she had a knee on the turf as she picked up the ball, and of course that would signal the ball being dead at that point. So we'll go to third down. Looks like a little more than 10 yards to go for the Bears.
They do seem to have some handoff problems, and that might be attributed maybe a little bit to the fact that there's a new quarterback in there for almost seems like every series. So could have a little transition difficulty handing that ball off to the running backs.
And they haven't been able to establish the passing game, which is a little tricky then as well, because it doesn't free things up quite as much as I think they would like to. Not as much as, say, St. Mark's has been able to do.
No, they really have done a nice job balancing run and pass. Bears just looking to run it seems.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. And that one.
Make a liar out of me.
They did look in the direction of Olivia Brownlee over there. She was open momentarily, overthrown by a couple of yards. It's going to make it fourth down, and I believe the Bears opting to say, no, you know what, we'll go back and try to stop them down at the other end of the field. So get our stick crew going all the way down.
That is a bit of a conservative play with the wind at the Bears' backs to choose to just a little flare-out pass, needing 10, picked up, well, nothing.
Yeah, and for fans, if you're tuning into this and you're saying, okay, that does not look like a normal football play that we just saw in terms of switching the ends of the field, it is one of the stipulations. They do not yet have a punting game involved at this level. So in lieu of having punting, what they do is they allow the team to forego their fourth down and automatically force the opposing team to start back at their own 35. Yeah. So something that we see, and it's a controlled scrimmage option as well that's used sometimes.
Kind of like it. It keeps the action moving. The punt is not the most exciting play in football. Let's face it.
No, and it's a tough one to coach. As we see the pass here come to the outside, Rafi looking in the direction of number 81.
A little short, incomplete.
Yeah, that was Marnie Kennedy, rather. Did not able to pick that one. Covered up nicely. And I noticed the Bears converging on the loose ball. So if we thought early in the first half, one of the messages was, in the case of a ball that hits the ground, go ahead and jump on it. I think they're taking it literally now and doing it even on an incomplete pass.
Better safe than sorry. There's cliche number 3.
Absolutely. 72, Alyssa Oystrick over on this side now, playing left defensive back, it looks like.
Yep.
She's got 30 next to her. That's Isabella Gagne. And a good job on the tackle there by the Bears, bringing down at number 28, Brooklyn Charon.
And it's Mandeman again. Really a force in the middle there for the Bears.
Making a note to self, I need a couple of interviewees after the game, so I think our young Gracie Mandeman has earned the accolades often enough to deserve a chance to chat a little bit about how she learned to play so well. And you're saying she's lining up nose tackle or on the line?
Yeah, right on the line, right over the football.
Okay, yep, that's our nose tackle. Another handoff.
Quarterback taking it herself.
Oh, absolutely. Rafi, and a good job over on the far sideline there to bring her down eventually.
By a St. Ben Bear number indeterminate. Away on the other side of the field, that play happened.
And this one is going to be close to first down. I think they're a little bit short.
Basically the same play the Lions ran for the touchdown with the quarterback sweeping left.
Yeah. Yeah, it is fourth down, but fourth and inches. As we see, as the timer does a good job on that one, Mr. Mark Pilon, getting the inches up on the scoreboard.
Nice.
Yeah, nice little touch.
This is a big decision. They're at their 45. They could give the Bears the ball back on their 35 or go for it.
Right.
They're going for it.
They're running the risk here of handing it over to Bears in good field position. I think you're going to see a running play. They do, and they don't need much. Just enough to get over.
Just get it. You don't drive all the way down from Ottawa and punt.
No, no, probably not.
Fourth and inches.
Lara Desjardins picking up the necessary yardage, about a yard or so on that one, just enough to bring it across the 45.
Second effort gets it done.
Absolutely. So first and 10 from the 46, St. Mark Lions with the first down. Lions leading 14-7 over the St. Benedict Bears. St. Mark from Ottawa. St. Benedict, of course, from Sudbury.
South end of Sudbury.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't know where that school is. I get asked a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Just off Algonquin, isn't it?
It is. Beautiful school, new school.
Absolutely. Holy Cross right adjacent to it.
Another brand new school.
Rafi again on the run. And
really a do-it-all force here for the Lions.
Absolutely. And St. Ben's getting the hang of, I think, the concept that, look, if we're going to be unable to take her down one-on-one for the most part, then we better have numbers. We better have more than one on her as she carries the ball.
Well, she got it by Mandeman in the middle and then found a couple extra yards once she got by Gracie. She's got to be getting tired out there, though.
Absolutely, on the field for a while.
For the Lions. Running it, passing it, fighting hard for her yards.
Looking through our stick crew here to see the play as the Lions on offense look to pass the ball. Comes out on this side in the direction of Phillips. Nicely defended. Yeah, well defended there by number 72, Alyssa Oystrick.
Even if that was on target, I think it would have been a loss of yards.
Yeah, it looked like she wasn't going to get very far.
No.
Along the defensive line there, Amelia Bois wearing number 70. Number 33, Morgan Stargrad, also just off the line of scrimmage.
Got a real strong defensive line here for the Bears. I like how they're looking.
It's a chance to get at least some of the girls mentioned, as we can see. We can actually read the numbers from here. We're located right about the midfield stripe. And first down on the carry by the Lions, number 27. So they're two running back formation usually. Lara Desjardins, Brooklyn Chaudon, the two main recipients. And then, of course, quarterback Carling Roffey. So sort of a three-pronged attack if you're the St. Mark Lions.
Really kind of a college football, U.S. college football kind of an approach. A lot of read options, a lot of running plays, a lot of passing plays too, though. We got to give the Lions credit.
Yes.
They are throwing that ball. It doesn't matter if it's into the wind or against it.
Well, they've had more success than St. Benedict have through the air. So we see them try it again here. Both teams, I believe, with one interception. And one fumble recovery for St. Ben's.
And St. Ben's also did fumble the ball.
Yeah, so a couple of turnovers on each side. Nothing here in the second half so far, as we are about halfway through the third quarter. That pass falls incomplete, so it will be 2nd and 10.
Almost right at midfield. Big moment here for the Bears. They'd like to get a stop. Really put some pressure on the Lions. They can go into a 3rd and long situation. Lions want to pick up about 4 or 5 here.
Go to the air again to try it, and nice catch.
Deflected ball, almost intercepted by the Bears, but deflected right into the hands of the Lions.
Yeah, it looked like the defender for St. Benedict was intent on trying to knock the ball down as opposed to necessarily trying to catch it. That's not necessarily a bad idea at times.
Usually what the coaches want.
Yeah, it's certainly on later downs, right, where because if you intercept it and you get tackled right away, great, you get the INT for your stats, but you're giving up 20 yards of field position. But in that case, didn't quite get enough on it to knock it down fully. It went popping up in the air, and the St. Mark receiver, alert enough to be aware that the ball was still in play, picked it up as we see number 55 coming off for St. Ben right now, Michel L'Italien.
Got it.
Or L'Italien, do you pronounce that with a French accent?
Familiar with Misha.
Okay.
I'm going to go with L'Italien.
L'Italien? I am...
It's just funner to say.
Yes, as is Obi, right?
Olunifemi.
Yes.
1st and 10 now, Lions.
Handoff. 28. Oh, solid contact. That is one of the better tackles that we've seen.
That's how you tackle.
That's Emily Levesque, I believe.
Emily Levesque.
Wow, that was shoulder into hip and taken down solidly.
Yeah, that was one of the more impressive stick-em shots. The Lion did not go 1 inch further.
No, that was textbook, and in fact, the Lion player looks like she's a little shaken up on the play.
Well, understandably, you'd have the wind knocked out of you on that. That took a shoulder right into the torso.
I believe it was Chaudon that was a ball carrier on it. She's the one down.
There's no shame in taking a knee here, boy. That was a big hit.
No, nothing illegal, certainly nothing dirty about it. It was the way you teach them to tackle. Get your shoulder behind it, wrap, and immediately stopped in her tracks.
Junior will be showing that clip if they review the film on how to tackle properly, because that was about as good as it gets.
Absolutely. Credit to Emily Levesque on that one. And it looks like Sean, worse for the wear. As you said, Darcy, I think possibly maybe just a little bit of wind knocked out, but nothing that is going to keep her out of the game for an extended period of time.
No, she walks off under her own steam. Good to see.
Absolutely. We won't call that one a cliche, but it is certainly a sport terminology, which we like. Rafi on the carry. Good job to cut her off. Oh, nice work. That's Howell, I believe, went up a little bit high, thankfully.
Yep. Jasmine just about horse collared her.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. She was getting awfully close.
I think she's just reaching out. Remember, she was down with an injury, too, in the first half, Howell.
Thought she did a nice job. Her role, of course, on that play is basically turn the play back inside, which she did, but then took it a step further and said, no, that's not going to be content with that. I'm actually going to try and see if I can stop her in her tracks here. So third down, about 6 yards, 5-6 yards to go.
Big play here for the Lions.
Absolutely. 3.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. St. Mark still up by 7. Touchdown. Nice run here by Desjardins.
Got past the line of scrimmage and really, it looks like she got enough for the first there.
Judging from the reaction along the St. Mark's sideline, that appears to be the case.
Yeah, it looks like it is. 1st and 10 Lions.
Making
Real
some
impressive drive here to open up this half.
St. Benedict making some changes. 3 players coming in. 3 players obviously going off. That way they would have the correct number on the field. Always a good thing.
Junior always a stickler for details. Isabel Gagne, one of those ones coming off.
Oh, good fake there. I thought it was actually Desjardins with the ball. She let the ball sail through. It was Rafi that picked it up, went straight ahead, and gained, I think, enough for the first down. Yes, it is.
Well, she's a one girl wrecking crew out there.
Yeah.
You better hope that she stays healthy.
She's clearly been their most dangerous weapon from start to finish.
I think so, yes.
And as we say, where St. Ben's has kind of shuffled girls in and out, we've seen a lot of the same girls out there for St. Mark. Now, I don't know if they're carrying quite as many players, but I may be wrong. But they also have, there is a second team in Ottawa, St. Paul's, I believe.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, that I don't think they've played yet, but they do exist. And so the thought is they are going to get a chance to play some games intercity. But
that'll be good for them.
Yeah, exactly. Try and get a little more football.
Maybe we could get a second team here in Sudbury, St. Charles, maybe. Hello, St. Charles.
It's certainly been talked about in the early going, and I think based on the reaction of the fans, based on the reaction of the girls, based on the reaction of the media, it wouldn't shock me. I think there's something to be said for it. It'll be fun
I think other schools are looking at this and going, this is a great opportunity for
Absolutely. Absolutely.
2nd and 10, Lions deep in Bears territory.
Rafi with the pass, and again, looked like tried to be knocked down. I think this time they were successful in doing it. Didn't quite smack it down as hard as maybe.
No, just got their fingertips on it. Just enough to get it out of the hands of the Lions player.
Get on those ones. You kind of would like to, especially on a first down pass, maybe suggest, look, don't be afraid to wrap your hands around it if you think you can get it.
I think this is why Rafi's getting some nice runs in here, is that they're just not sure if she's throwing it or running it.
Well, she's a dual threat, without a doubt. Lots of movement there. This one goes to Desjardins.
Oh, and the ball's on the ground.
Whistled down. I guess
the player was down, but that ball looked like it hit the ground a little bit before. Referee seems pretty firm in his call, though.
This will be third down or fourth down now?
I don't know. There's still some discussion. Maybe Bears players. No, it's definitely Lions ball still.
Yeah. It might be fourth down. And if that's the case, of course, they would go for it here because you're inside the 35. No reason to lose yardage. Yeah. So may as well go ahead and give it a shot on fourth down.
Worst that could happen is you give the ball back to the Bears on, looks like inside the 5.
Okay. We see some changes here.
Ball on the 11, sorry.
Now they may be, I wonder if they're trying a field goal. I think they are. They're going to give the field goal a shot.
Good eye, Randy. They are indeed.
Kirsten Downs is going to try this one. And the yardage I don't think will be the issue. The angle will be the issue because they're not that far out, but it is off on the hash marks on the left side.
Krawczyk with the hold. Gets it down.
And it's good.
Looks like it is.
Nice field goal. Kirsten Downs making good and extending the lead. Of course, that becomes important because it means that a touchdown now no longer ties the game.
No, it doesn't. And it also gives us something to see. We got a field goal, we got a touchdown. We don't have a passing touchdown, I don't believe.
Not yet.
Or the run.
Not yet, but I'm sensing. I'm sensing in the fourth quarter, we're going to see an 82-yard aerial display all the way down the field.
82. That's an awful random number.
Yeah, I don't know where I came up with that one. But
what was your number when you played?
I have no idea.
Let's say 82.
I couldn't read it very well because it had foot marks all over it.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Kirsten Downs says we get confirmation it was indeed Kirsten on the field goal for St. Mark. Lengthens the lead to 10 points.
That was into the wind too, that field goal, so nice.
Yes. Ball on the 35 as the Bears take over.
Really need the score here, punch one in, get at least a field goal themselves.
Yeah, if nothing else, certainly march the ball a little bit. You know, maybe string together a few first downs, flip the field a little bit on St. Mark.
Get their defense off the field.
And it looks like number 7 in at quarterback, Elizabeth Roy.
Our
fourth quarterback.
That might be some sort of record.
Yeah, and it's maybe part of the reason why they will go to the ground a fair bit because, of course, it's hard to have the timing with passing plays when you've got so many different quarterbacks in. And, of course, if you get first downs, that also is a good reason to keep doing it.
Indeed. We'll see what Roy brings to the table. So far, St. Ben's quarterbacks have mostly been running the ball.
Absolutely. Handing it off to their trusted compatriots in the backfield. And it looks like that's what they do here. To 22, Jenna Jacobson goes wide, jukes a little, goes left, goes right, and then smothered.
Brought down by 2 Lions.
Yeah, 54 in on the tackle, Shauna May.
And that's a linebacker number.
Yeah, and that ends the third quarter. Now this time they will not have to go very far, merely about 8 yards or so. Yeah. As official Dan Lane tries to explain to the stick crew how this is going to work. This is that tricky one. They got to flip it around now. Make sure they don't mess this up. So it should be, although it's hard to mess it up a whole lot because I think they're going to end up with about 2nd and 5 anyways. So